Good evening, everyone. It's Lindsay from the Vintage Button, and today we're going to do some slow stitching. I've had these little rolls on my mind since the other day, and we're going to start one today, and I think we might be doing a few, and they're sort of on a theme. Now recently, we're not going to use them today, but we will use them in the future. I made some silicone stamps for junk journaling, but they would work for slow stitching as well, where you could stamp it on and then stitch over and embellish the words. We're not going to do that, but that is an idea if you're not very good at hand lettering, because we're going to do some hand lettering. So we're going to do a saying. It's going to be longer, may take longer to do as well, so we're just going to make a start today. Now I have on my table, dropped on the floor, a vintage cotton reel. So this is going to be this bit, and we're going to do it on this side actually. I think I want it. I don't want it on that side. We're going to do it on this side. We're going to do denim again because I like the look of denim, and we're going to make a long strip. And then we're going to write a word. And this is a really good mindful thing. It's Mental Health Awareness Week this week. So I'm kind of thinking about that. I'm thinking about possible workshops I could offer, like kind of all different things are going through my mind. And I thought, actually, I just want to do some making. So this is going to kill several birds with one stone. I'm going to do some making. I'm going to think some things through. I'm going to talk to you guys. All the things. What I am saying is this is now May 2025, so before I get going, I have a giveaway. It's a junk journal giveaway this time. There will be a slow stitch coming up for my first year's kind of like birthday. There'll be more bits and pieces added to this to make a box of vintage button goodness, and there is a journal. So if you've never junk journaled, this may be one to enter, and it's really easy. Be subscribed to the channel, press like on this video or any other video until the beginning of June. We haven't got very long for that. And comment, introduce yourself. I always like to hear who you are, what you're making, all that kind of good stuff. And you'll just get entered into the competition. How easy is that? Right then, let's get going. I need my big snips. And we're just going to cut these up. These are jeans that my husband has given me. And it's very apt for the saying. So the saying we're going to use today is use what you have and you will never want. And it's one of those old-fashioned sayings. And I just thought it was quite apt. So we're going to use what we have. So this has come out of the charity shop bag. They get lots and lots of jeans. I don't think they will miss this pair, and it's going to make lots of different things. I'm just going to cut the leg off at the highest point. I might actually have a go through, get him to go through his other jeans, and I might make myself a pair of shorts or something wearable. I don't know. That's a bit of a vulnerable thing. I don't really want to be on the camera yet. But we'll see. Never know. If it's not there, it'll be in the future. Even old ladies can wear shorts of a fashion. Not short shorts. Okay. That's one side. Now, this is a saying that I've kind of taken hold of, but it's not one that's kind of rooted in my family really. The one that is rooted in my family, and we'll do this again, or I might do a junk journal version of the one that's in my family, is necessity is the mother of all invention. And literally, I have the mother of all invention. My mum can make something out of nothing if we needed it. So we're just going to cut a strip. I think I want this darker stuff. Guesstimating a strip. inches, isn't it? Is it a couple of inches? Oh, it's 1.5 inches. I don't really do inches. So it's not 1.5 inches, it's 3 centimetres. I don't even know why I'm talking in inches, but it is 3 centimetres. This is pre-metric measurement, so perhaps it is 1.5 inches. If anybody who does both metric and imperial measurements, that could be something you write in the comments. I do need a new mat. I might try and find a mat. I want like a bigger one. But we're just going to roughly cut this strip. How many more strips would I be able to make just with this one leg? So I've just made an inquiry. There's a local museum. There's lots of like windmills, you know, like old Dutch type windmills around here. And I mean, in certain parts of Suffolk, I'm in Suffolk and Norfolk, there's like hundreds of them. If you go on the Broads, you just can see one every few metres. It feels like. I don't know if that's the actual. So, but there's one in a local village. In fact, there's two that are quite close by that have their own museums, and you can go and watch them mill the flour and stuff, and they have events throughout the year. And they're having like a little mini makers market. And so I was thinking about this. I want to enthuse about junk journaling and slow stitching to people and get people involved in making things. And I was like, I don't really have a lot of stock. I have some. I have a small cupboard full of stock that I could sell. But really, what I would be good to offer is like a sit and stitch and make and take sessions where people can come and they can have and make a little bit of a junk journal, or they can come and they can do something like this. So I don't have enough of these. But I thought what I'm going to do is get some twigs out of the garden and make a load of twigs so that you can make probably then the things will be deeper. I don't know, I'll have a play. So this is me sort of thinking that through, but also just having fun. So this will be on here, stitched on, because if I get my other ones down, so this is my vintage bottom one, it's just stitched on really roughly, not any great beautiful stitching. Same thing here, just sort of stitched on. So that's what we'll do here. So I just want to know that we've got enough material to do that. And we will put a pin in it. Now you can decide which side you want. I do want the dark because I think it looks more effective. Now, I know there's a hashtag of use what you have, but the full saying is use what you have and you will never want. Let's see if my white, this is a Uniball Signal. Let's see if this will show up. So I'm not going to go straight away. If you'll notice here, it's not straight away. There's always a bit of a gap, just for ease really, of where the stitching is and sort of to frame it as well. So if I go from about here, and we'll start writing. Use. And can I draw the writing? I wouldn't say I've got really nice handwriting. I kind of draw it on. Use all that. You have. I'll do a big ampersand and you. It's different fonts as well. Oh, that's all right. Well, never. Font. There we go. Now we can add little twiggly bits, and we can do that with the stitching as well, which might be nice. So just like adding Little bits. There you go. The thing is this is what I do. I start lots of new projects. It takes me ages to finish them all. But, you know, I'm kind of nearly there with that one. This bag I'm going to call good, the craft tote I'm thinking about. I've got this bag on the go. So we're probably right. Are we just going to have that like, yeah, we're going to have that like that. We are. We are. Do that. I might like that to be like that. I think I will. Here we go. So if you don't have a white pen, just use a black one. If you don't have a gel pen with a colour, you might need a bit of a paler background. Although I think I did that with black pen. Just need a good light really. And then there can be buttons. I could even put the vintage button here. I know what I do have that I could put here. I could put that little, like, that's on the symbol for my YouTube. I've got lots of those skidding about the craft room. Have I got any in this? Yes, see. I could add one of those onto the end, and it wouldn't matter that it was big because that would be, so right, we'll keep that out just to have in mind. I might do, so another thing that I like to do is bees. So I've got a nice big bee stamp. I might make myself a bee to go on here as well. Kind of that's so where I'm from Lancashire and from Manchester. I'm actually, technically it's Greater Manchester now, but when I was born it was Lancashire. But I resonate with Manchester, I should imagine, more than Lancashire. And a symbol of Manchester is a worker bee. So I like bees just because I feel it's a bit of a symbol of home, rather than my hometown, which is a pie. So, yeah, I'd rather have a worker bee as a symbol. So, this is what we're going to do. Now, I think I want it all the same colour. Just need to choose a colour. I thought it would be good to use the stuff that I had in a recent haul. So I do lend myself, I like blues. It's funny because I was watching Kate in the Nest, and she likes her yellows and oranges and pinks, and I do like pink. I might use pink actually. Oh, that's nice. I might use pink. I've got a bit of a green. This is the thing, I have to be very careful. And what I might do is I might actually take this, if the thing happens at the museum, I will be taking these types of things for people to use, because there's no point me having them. I've got years and years of craft materials. So use what you have and you will never want. So we've got those colours. I do like an orange. So I like a blue, but I also like I like all the colours, obviously. That's quite nice. That contrast's quite nice. And there's this stuff. But then we've already done a blue, haven't we, before? Let's not do blue. Let's lean away from blue. Got this pink. That's quite nice. Kind of like the orange. Is that going to be nice to sew with? Should we have a see what else we've got? What colour would you choose? I think sometimes you get sort of choice paralysis. We could do white actually. Could do white. There's a grey. I get choice paralysis when there's too many things. So I'm actually think I'm going to go with this coral, which I may regret because it seems really silky, so I don't know what it's going to be like to sew with. But we don't know until we try. Now, let's try and find a needle with a big enough eye that's available. So I'm back at work, nearly catched up. Well, I am actually caught up. I've just got normal, so like follow-up emails and stuff to do. So I am actually caught up. It's just I'm back in the normal swing of things, which I'm amazed at, really. My new system of what I was going to do for missed appointments has worked very well. I shall be doing that in the future. Oh, that worked. I think it worked a little too well. I'm going to double up my thread. And because I don't know what the thread's like, I'm going to keep it quite short. I think it'll be alright though. It's just not, it's got a very loose twist on it. But we won't know until we try. So here we are. Let's start trying. Going to do some slow stitching, and there is enough room, so there's enough room to put some embellishments here. There's even enough room to put like a kind of, I might do an extra stitch, almost like mimicking a top stitch along the top. That might look nice actually, in a different colour. Oh, I could do that and put a different backing on it. See, it's already developing. But this kind of sentiment is resonating with me, just because I think as we, you know, I don't know where you are economically, but I know a lot of people are in uncertain circumstances, and yet the appeal of keep buying more and more, and actually we should just use what we have, or use what somebody else, you know, like buy second hand. Because I like to think when I buy, especially the cottons, I'm using somebody else's sewing supplies, and it feels a bit of a privilege actually. And I'd like to think they probably won't quite understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, but I'd like to think that they, when they see the end product or the value that I've got out of it myself, that they would approve. Like as a fellow sort of creative person. No, I'm not going like that. I am going like that on a little bit of an... Yeah, I don't know if that's going to shine on the camera. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm in my office tomorrow, which is unusual for a Wednesday. I'm normally at home relatively on my own. But I guess that might be Thursday, or I might have to go in again on Thursday. But this is a nice thing to do. For a pair of jeans, you could get a lot out of them. Do you know, I think I did one at Christmas for my mum. And you could just do like a Christmas message. Make Christmas cards in a different way. They don't have to be paper, they can be fabric. I've made my husband, I've not done a stitched one, actually that might be what I could do for Father's Day. Oh, I'll have a see what my stamps are like and how that would work. Yeah, I've done a paper one for my husband for an anniversary. That was last year's anniversary. Not this year's. I think I'll do a show and tell with that one. We might make some more because that was quite nice. Again, and it was a scrap buster, using what you have. And it's almost like cooking as well. Do you ever go into your fridge and you look in the fridge and you think, oh, I don't have anything to eat, and then you start looking and you start thinking, well, I've got this in the cupboard and I might have that in the freezer, and then you put this meal together and it's just like a delicious meal. And you know, it's kind of, people call it scraps or we call it fridge gravel. but they're always the best meals. Crafting can be like that too. Right, let's do a little bit down here. If you can see about my writing, just add in the little kind of tail bits on the end of each of the letters. Just helps it. Kind of elevates it up. I can see this thread is not, it's not enjoying being pulled through this. You see? This is where you learn the limitations of the material that you're using, because it's not bought specifically for this project. You are using somebody else's craft supplies, but it's all part of it, and that's fine. I will just keep my thread quite short to minimise that possibility of that breakage. It will work out. It's a beautiful colour. So I know that I'm going to have a garage haul soon, because my husband is renovating our garage, and eventually it'll be like his complete man cave. I think there will be his workstation will be in there, and his airsoft guns and gaming things, all the things, his bicycles, a bit like my craft room, that this is like my space that, you know, utterly reflects me. That'll be his space that reflects him. So yeah, he's sorting stuff out, and there are still boxes. I thought we'd unpacked all the boxes, and then the other day I was looking for my wedding album and I couldn't find it anywhere, and it wasn't on where I thought it would be, and I looked on all the bookshelves and everything. I was like, where is that? Is it under the bed, or kind of? And I think it's in this box that he's found, because there's books and things in it, and I'm sure there's like old dictionaries and encyclopedias in that box as well, because they're all sort of big heavy books. So I'll be glad to find my wedding album, but there may also be some new treasures in there. Which, you know me, always happy to find the treasures, as long as I use them. That's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah. There we go. That looks nice. Now you could use like a water soluble pen. I don't really worry. It'll come off eventually. And if it doesn't, it adds to it. It's part of the mindful practice. I mean, if I wasn't talking to you, I would have some music or a podcast on. I wouldn't be sitting here. I have bought, when I did the little makeover of the room, and there will be a room tour, we went to Emmaus and I bought a chair. And it's actually an IKEA chair. And I don't particularly, I don't dislike IKEA chairs. I just don't think it goes very well with the house. But it was such a bargain price. And it fits perfectly in the corner, because it's not a very big corner. And I've got one of my quilts over it, so it doesn't look offensive. In fact, it looks quite sweet. That's where I would be, is sat with my feet up on some books in a crate. Listening to something. And it's quite, this room, this sort of late spring, early summer is very pleasant to be in. Like, I have the windows open and I can hear noise from traffic outside, and there's people noise coming and going, but you know, I can hear the leaves rustling in the trees. There's big sycamore trees on the other side of our car park, and you know, it's pleasant. You can hear the birds singing. I can't hear the cat meowing yet, so that means he's sunning himself somewhere. But yeah, it's a very pleasant room to be in. It's not a very big room, but it's very pleasant. Little fly. Let's throw that out the window. Oh! There we go. It's just a huge window that I can just throw open. It's just like a big expanse of sky. So, I might have to change this thread. That's okay. How are we going? Oh, that's sweet. Might have a think about things and get some treasures out. Let's do another couple of letters and then we'll get some treasures out, and then we'll make some more plans. To tie it off, I'm just going to loop it over into the stitching a couple of times, make a knot. Nothing too elaborate, so it's snug but it's not too tight. Definitely a good time to change this needle or this thread. Snip it close. So I think we will either do some more denim on that side. I don't know what we'll do. Oh, I've got that lace, haven't I? Where is that lace? It's in that basket up there. Oh, I'll get that another time. But I have got... Okay, I like this. I might even take this to work. We've got like a mindfulness day tomorrow. I don't know what they've got planned, but if I might take a little kit of stuff. Sit and stitch. So yeah, sit and stitch and make and take. I made those up on the fly when I was doing the email. So I finished work and then I was just browsing Facebook and it came up on my like community sort of local feed, and I was like, oh, they were asking. It's quite short notice. It's like in mid kind of 21st of June or something like that. I thought, oh, that's not very far away. But it's good to gauge these things out. It's actually in the same village that the other flea market thing we went to the other week. When we were looking at houses, we discounted this village just because there's not good communication links. And I remember, though, when I first moved to Cambridge, I used to work closely with the organisation that I work for. We're kind of always looking for sort of partnership with other organisations, and there was a housing unit close by that had... I've got some tissue. That had like it's not a halfway house, temporary accommodation. A lot of the workers there, because nobody could afford, this was even more than 10 years ago, couldn't afford to live in Cambridge because it is ridiculously expensive. They'd all been buying houses in Burwell, and I remember, this is the village, I remember thinking, oh, Burwell. It was like a nice village but reasonably priced. It's now like probably got parity with Cambridge, really, because it's closer to Cambridge than here, because that's what happens. Things get gentrified. It, like, even here, I know that like we've kind of, because we've moved out of Cambridge, you sort of create a problem. push the house prices up. But you know, you have to live in a house, don't you? It's difficult. It's difficult. So yeah, so Burwell, nice village. So I think I will, because it's not a lot of time, and I wouldn't be able, it would take me ages to make stock because things are slow. It is slow crafting. It's not buying lots of stickers or you know, using a Cricut or anything like that. What I do is incredibly slow. So I think it's more about the experience than actually buying a product for people. It's a bit like that's what YouTube, isn't it? I think it's more about experience than buying a product. So yeah, I will be, hopefully, if it's not this, it'll be something else. That I think that's what I'm formulating, that is kind of a sit and have a thing, and you take the kit away with you, and it's like £5 a go or something like that. And then that gives me excuses to use up what I have. And also, see, this is why we're doing a small thread with this stuff. Keep hunting for more, she said, as we're doing a slow stitch, kind of mindfulness scroll on, not over consuming. Because I think even though you're buying second-hand stuff, it can still be over consuming. I don't know what I think. I think it's less likely, but if you're hoarding stuff, then yeah, you're over consuming. If you're buying things and you're using them, not so much. So that's why I would like to buy stuff and use it. So I've got a teenager who's requesting something. Dinner tonight is very much, we had a braai last night and we've got lots of the meat left over. So it's going to be make yourself a plate of salad and meat for dinner. I do like summer for that. It's very easy living. Okay. We all have to wear green tomorrow for some sort of photo opportunity, which is not an easy colour to wear. So I ended up, because I couldn't find anything, I had that dress, but I didn't like it, and I thought, no, we're going to have photographs, so I don't want that. So I've got a choice of things, because what I did, this is using what I have, I dyed a load of stuff. I've got a dye that, you know, just an in-machine dye. And I just dyed a few things yesterday. They're all dry now. So I've got a nice loose, it's a Bowden shirt that I could put like a black vest or something underneath, wear open. I'm going to go in some black jeans. Or I've got a green t-shirt. I'll probably wear this cardigan I'm wearing actually. Ow, stabbed myself. Or I've got a dress that I dyed. That's just a really simple cotton jersey dress. So I have a selection, so I can make my mind up. Okay, we might just finish this off and then we'll have a look and see about the things we want to embellish. Definitely keep this thread short. Okay. I love the colour though. I love the colour combination. That's really nice. Never know if I feel alright. I don't know. Tomorrow's Star Wars night, so I probably won't. We'll be back late and we'll just want to watch Star Wars. It's the finale of Andor. Oh, has anybody been watching Andor? It's kind of gripping. You know what's going to happen, because well, if you're into Star Wars, you know what's going to happen, like in the big story. But you kind of, it's still gripping. Kind of on your edge of your seat. Like, I don't know if I can take the pressure. Oh, we've got some of that material as well, but that's in that big. That's in that big basket. Well, we've got time. We might, if you don't mind, I will get up and have a look. What's that? That's a little ruler. That's from a stamp. No, it's too much. See if I can find any bits and pieces. That's another one of them. It's in yellow. Got a pink button. What button have I got? I've got a green or a pink button. Got bits of lace. Think, oh, a bit of green lace, that might be nice. Sorry for knocking the camera. I've got a bit of a silk flower. That might be nice actually with a button. Have I got any more of them? I think I might have some of that in a bag. Oh, I do actually. It's like a kit to make some badges from old fake flowers. That was a workshop I used to do. Oh, I like that button. Where's that button from? See, there's even buttons in this. There's buttons everywhere. I just am the vintage button. That little bit of trim's nice as well. Oh, I like that button. I've got any more of those trimmy bits? No. Oh, what are you? Little basket. Look how cute's that. So there's a few things in here that are from my husband's grandma gave me some of her bits, which I felt very privileged. Oh, I like that. So we've got 2 flowers. We could probably add lace to the flowers. I can do a stamped bee. Bit of cream trim there. If you see something, wave and cheer. Oh, there's little tiny bits there. Let's have a go at that. And what are you? You're a big butterfly. I don't think I want you. These are old vintage button labels. Even they're a bit kind of faded. Right, let's put that away and let's go and have a hunt for the spotty dotty. Ooh, what's that? I'll leave that out. Spotty dotty and the lace that's in that orange. Okay, bear with me while I get up. She said, knocking the basket onto the floor. And nobody was hurt, that's okay. Not even the basket. It's not very heavy. Oh! I think the shelves are a bit wider than the thing. Okay, put that there, Lindsay. Right, so we have this material and just a little bit of scrappage of that material. We won't need any more. We just need little scraps of this, really. Do we want some of the little edge? We can even do that, couldn't we? The edge. I think it is the edge we want. So I got this out of a scraps bin at Emmaus near Cambridge, which is like it's a brocante really. It's like an English version of a bricant. It's like a big charity shop. But there's like also like gardens to walk around, and they've got their own beehives and chickens, and it's a community for homeless people. Yeah. So it's really nice. It's a nice charity shop. Good treasure hunting. Always you always feel nice going. It's a pleasure. Right, so we have some of that. Oh, and we've got some of the green. I quite like these colour combinations. We'll have the white because we might just need a bit of relief. We've got that and that. Then we've got, I don't think we want the pink. I think we're going with the green. The green and the coral. There's that red. Even that goes a little bit. We might go... Now, what about if we made the flowers deeper? What if we cut like the flowers out? Should we do that? Then I will get going for the rest of my evening. I don't even know if that's on camera. I do apologise. It's like you're doing, I think I've said this before, but it's like you're doing things upside down. Yeah. Just roughly cut them out. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that idea. And they can get scrappy. That's absolutely fine. Also offset the petals. Here we go. I like it. I might have to do some templates. See, I'm thinking through if I was doing it as a workshop, because I haven't done this one as a workshop. So I'm thinking through templates and some instructions. So I don't know. I think what I'm thinking with like the workshops and sharing, I'm hoping, because I used to get paid to do things like that, I'm hoping it might be something I can lean into as I get older. Because it'll be 67 by the time we get our state pension, and our working pensions are not fantastic, so I don't know how much we'll be fit for at 67. The mortgage will be well paid off by then, but it's that, you know, you're just kind of like, what is life going to be like that you'd have to go to work full time up until then? Oh, I like that. Whereas if I could lean into doing something else, that would be amazing. That is a winner. I think we're going to do that for, where's the other, there was another flower and it was different size, shape. There was a little white one. Did I put it away? Did I put it away? I think I did. Might have done. Might have done. Wouldn't surprise me if I had. I keep thinking, oh, I should put this in a bigger box, but I quite like rummaging through it when it's like this. I don't think I did. Right, put that there. Have another little search. Little search. but I know I like that very much. So I might have to make some more. I like that a lot. I need a bee as well. I've got some yellow fabric somewhere else. I've got yellow fabric here. I'm still in the process of sorting stuff out and finding things. Yes, I do. So imagine if I get some bees. I've got some big bees. Let me show you in a journal. This is a journal I'm making for a swap. So like that bee, because that's a nice fat chunky one. If I do a couple of them, we could probably have a bee there, and then a bee and a flower here, and then we finish it off with a vintage button thing there at the end. Okay, so we'll leave that there. I might stamp that off. I might even embroider the bee. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments. So, to win the journal and the box of goodness, I know it's a junk journal, not slow stitching, but some people do both things. Or it might be a nice gift. The video when I did the flick through, it could be if you're going away on holiday, there's enough space to write things and pockets to put things in. Yeah, be subscribed, like and comment on this video and any other video up until, I think it was the 6th of June. I just pulled a date out of my head because I've been ill, so I feel like I'm a week behind. Hiccup. Do that and you too could win a junk journal. There will be a slow stitch competition coming up though to celebrate our birthday. Alright then everybody, have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are, whatever season it is. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye bye.